Our app is still relatively small, but we're already running into a big code problem. And that is that our store file is very large. And if we want to have an action here and then go to the mutation that it affects, we have to scroll pretty far. And so that slows down our development. Fortunately, there is a solution for this built into Vue, and that is VueX modules. So today, we're going to take our store/index.js file and turn it into several modules so that each of them are easier to work with and easier to understand. The first module we're going to create is snackbar. And the reason we're doing that is because compared to the others, it's relatively simple. So there is only one action, set snackbar, and only one mutation, also set snackbar. So first, we're going to create our modules hash. So it can be put on the base hash of the store, along with state, mutations, actions, and getters. And you have to be sure to make sure you don't have any others that are hiding out later, because if so, they'll overwrite your modules, and you'll be wondering why the modules aren't working. Ask me how I spent an hour this morning. All right, so we will create our snackbar module, and it can have a state, it can have mutations, it can have actions, and it can have getters. So it can have everything that our regular VueX store can have. It could even have modules of its own. What we're going to start with is doing our first action. So we're going to grab set snackbar and cut it from the regular actions list and put it in the actions list of our module. So let's see if this still works. We will trigger something that should create a snack bar, and it does. So moving something into a module doesn't change how you call it, unless you put namespace true. So if you put namespace true, then when you try to call it, you'll get an error, and that error will say unknown action type set snackbar, because what it really wants now is the module name and then the action name. Let's go ahead and put that in our store dispatch for the admin video edit. All right, so snackbar / set snackbar. Then we will try it. And it's still not working, but it's for a different reason. Unknown local mutation type set snackbar. So this would be the same thing as calling commit with snackbar / set snackbar. So there are two ways we could solve this. The first is to simply add root true as the third argument to our commit. And we'll see that that correctly restores the function. However, our goal is to put as much as we can into modules, so we don't want the set snackbar mutation hanging out on the root. So let's go ahead and instead of that, we'll put it in our mutations hash. So we'll find our set snackbar mutation and put it in there. Now, when we try to make that snackbar come up, we'll see that the error we were having before doesn't happen, so that's progress. But we have a new error in that the state that we're trying to change is not in that module. Once again, there are two ways we can deal with it. Although for mutations, there's nothing like root state. We can do this .state to access the root state. So we can see that that does fix the issue we were having. However, this first way of doing things is not how VueX is meant to be used. There was a big long thread here where someone was basically asking for access to root state in the mutation, and the team said no. The official position is that you should not be messing with another module's state from within a module's mutation. And if you need to change the state on two modules at once, then you can call two different mutations from within an action. But it seems like there are some legitimate use cases mentioned down here where you might really need to access the root state from your mutation. So having this.state as an escape hatch is a good thing. However, the intended way to use it is to use this state directly. And so that means we'll have to put our snack bars array in our module. Then we'll remove it from our root state. And that is going to cause a big old error. So it says cannot read property filter of undefined, and it's in the app component. So we go to our app component, and we see that we're using filter for snack bars. And it's trying to access the snack bar state on the root. So unfortunately, we can't just do snack bar / snack bars. You would think you'd be able to do that, but we're going to have to do a completely new type of syntax for this. So first off, it's going to be a hash instead of an array. And for our current user, it's pretty simple. Our key is current user, and the state we're getting from the root is current user. And for snack bar, it's going to be a little more complex. And so for now, we're just going to comment that out and comment this out and show that current user is still working with this new syntax. All right, so our current user is still there. And as a matter of fact, we could just call it user and then replace it here, and it'll all work. So this is one way we can get aliases, but we don't actually need an alias for that right now. What we need is for our snack bar to work. So we'll try uncommenting this and uncommenting this, and our page is not loading once again because it is undefined. So once again, the way we access stuff before is not working for map state. So we'll, okay, so first we'll have to actually make it reference snack bars, plural, and I can show you that it's still not working. Then we'll have to create a method where the argument is the state, and then we will return the snack bar state on the snack bar module. And now this is finally working again. Now let's take a look at what we've gained. So in this snack bar module, we have the snack bar state, the set snack bar mutation, and the set snack bar action, all grouped together where we can see them all at once, rather than having to scroll 100 or more lines. So as our app gets bigger, that's going to be a bigger and bigger win. And the cost of doing this is relatively small. We may have 10 minutes of video so far, but most of that was taken up explaining things and showing why we did it this way instead of other ways. So soon we're going to go and do all the other modules, but first let's do a couple things to wrap this up. First is putting it inside its own file. And so we'll create a snackbar.js file inside the store, and we will take this hash and we will export it from this file. And then we can import it from that file as well and place it right there. And of course, our snack bars are still working. Next, we'll want to find every instance of setSnackBar. So it's being called dispatched several places. And we'll go ahead and add this parentheses before it so we don't accidentally replace it in our store. And then we will change it here to snackbar/setSnackbar. And with that, we have now fixed it in every instance in our app. So now we'll be calling the correct action everywhere. Now we want to take the rest of these mutations and actions and put them in modules as well. There are a lot, but basically the only things we'll really need to talk about are where to put what, how to divide these things up. So I see the divisions being messing directly with tags, messing directly with videos, connecting tags to videos, messing directly with users and current user, and marking videos played. So how should we split those up? Let's start by putting everything that has to do with tags into a module. So we will create our tags module, and we'll put our state here, and that'll be simple. It'll just be tags. And then our mutations, we'll take set tags, and we will take create, update, and delete tags. So all of those are pretty obvious. What's less obvious is whether we should take connect tag to video and disconnect tag from video. That could go in a tags module or a video module or a separate tag video connection module. So I'm going to go ahead and make the choice to put it in the tags module. Although if you make a different choice, I'd understand that as well. Now we'll go ahead and find the actions that have to do with tags. So load all tags, that will definitely be in there. And let's see. Most of these will be at the end. So connect tag to video, disconnect tag from video, create tag, update tag name, and delete tag. Yep, those are all going in. Awesome. And then finally, we'll have our getters, and that will be just one. It will be get tag. Now that we've got all of this, we can go ahead and grab it all and copy it and go ahead and put it in a tags file. And then we will import that. All right, so that is all in the tags module. Now the question is, do you think this will work? Let's go ahead and go to our tags page, and it's not working. So there's some issues. First, API is not defined. So we took our stuff from our index.store, where we were importing the API service, put it in tags where we did not do that. So we'll go ahead and import that. And now we'll see that it is still not working. So what's up with that? We haven't put namespace equals true in our tags yet. So why is it responding like this? So the reason is that namespace true, it affects the getters, actions, and mutations. However, the state is always namespaced. So what we're going to have to do is find every time that tags are mapped from the state and remap them. So here we will remap this based on what we did in app.vue to get stuff working. So state.tags.tags, and now this should be working. Let's take a look. In admin video show, that is. So we'll go to our video shows, and it looks like these are working. We'll reload to make sure. Yep, there we go. So that fix is good. Now we'll fix this one as well. And when we reload this page, it is working correctly. And of course, all the actions are working as well. Now, the remaining question for this module is, should we make it namespaced? So the downside of making it namespaced is that we're going to have to go through our app and basically find everywhere that we're dispatching these actions and put a little prefix. The upside, of course, is that after that, we'll always know where these are. And so it'll be clear that it's part of the tags module. So I think the upsides outweigh the downsides. So we'll put namespaced true. And then what we'll do is we'll go through searching our app for each of these. So a lot of these are only dispatched once. So we will go tags / and we can rename it to load all. In fact, a lot of these have tags as part of their name, and they don't need to have that anymore. So this can be renamed connect to video. We'll go ahead and test some of these out real quick. And they're all still working, it appears. So what we've done so far in this section is we've moved a bunch of stuff into our tags module. And so these are all themed really well together. They all have to do with either creating, editing, deleting, or adding tags, and connecting or disconnecting them from videos. And we can get between them without scrolling too much. And it's also cut down a lot on how much we have to scroll in our store index file. Now, I'm going to make some more modules. I'm going to make a videos module and a users module. And this will not be teaching anything new, so I'm going to go ahead and do it off screen. All right, here we go. This is certainly a much more cleaned up file than we had at the beginning. Of course, we didn't delete any lines, we just pushed it to other places, but now it's a lot more organized. So for the users, I put in both the users and the current users, as well as the played videos, because those are attached to the current user. Those could have gone in videos, but that's one of those things when something touches two different types of state, you'll have to make a decision. So in the users module, we have setting the played videos, setting the users, marking new played videos, and signing in and logging out the user. And we went ahead and renamed some of the actions. So we renamed mark played to mark video played, since it's in the users module, it's less clear that it had to do with a video. And we did the same thing with some of the getters. So video is played instead of is played. Speaking of getters, in the previous section, we forgot to change the getters in tag. So we went ahead and changed this to get. So it'll be tags/get. And we have to map it in terms of a hash now as well, just like we have to map state in terms of a hash. Anyways, getting back to our users module, so you'll see it is 90 lines. That's less than half of the nearly 200 that our index was before. And unlike an open-ended index, this is unlikely to grow as quickly. So eventually it may be a problem that we have the played videos mixed in with loading all the users and logging in and logging out. But for the time being, it's all right. You'll have to make your own decisions about how much you want to split up the modules. Now moving on to the videos, we have the video state and the mutations that can change it, and of course the actions that call those mutations. This is fairly straightforward and only 54 lines. In addition to the code in the module files, we also had to change how everything was dispatched. So you'll notice that in all our dispatch calls, it has the module name and then the action name. The exception is if it's in a store file. So this is in store/users. So we don't have to specify users/load played videos here. And of course, we had to change the remaining map states so that they would reference the new module. And that's it for today. There's no specific review section today because section 2 was kind of a review of the happy path that we discovered in section 1. So next time, we're going to be taking a very exciting step. We are going to be taking our first step towards getting this production ready. So we're going to start transferring it all into the Nuxt framework. That means server-side rendering, better SEO, better load times, and all sorts of other stuff that I haven't discovered yet. But I'm excited. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy coding.